Someone actually asked me what my 5-year plan is. Like, who the fuck asks your 5-year plan on a date?
Yeah.
Like, and I was sitting there, and then they had the audacity to judge me.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it took me ages. It took me 3 months before I realised, actually, I'm there to judge them too.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I've definitely been the worst date a few people have had, because I probably was very socially awkward when you consider the fact that, you know, it's me. And also COVID, and the stage of life I was in really I wasn't necessarily ready at first. But it's about what resources you can provide now. It's not about who you are, and what you need. What anyone wants is somebody who loves them for who they are.
Yeah. I remember watching Chris Rock a few years ago, where how they say women are, where in terms of when a woman says they met somebody, her friends will instantly go, "What does he do?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And it's like what does he do?
I keep saying
what does he do to provide value to your life?
Yeah. That's how it is. He makes me smile isn't good enough anymore, but it should be. It should be enough that someone.
I do understand it, though. It's like a lot. Like once you hit a certain age and you're thinking, oh, the next person I meet could possibly be the father of my kid, could be my husband. I need to make sure that they're able to provide for me, to protect me. I do understand that, because
it makes sense.
Because it is a big impact.
It's the same as when we're cavemen.
If you were going out with somebody that doesn't have a job, for example, that means you can't get a place with them. That means you can't, unless you're earning a lot of money, but there's still going to be a financial burden on you. You can't get a place with them. Yeah. You can't get a mortgage because you're
I mean, I couldn't get a mortgage myself because of the freelance work that I do.
Yeah.
But
like, me and my wife just bought a place last December, and the only way we were able to do that is because we have our incomes together, that we earn a certain amount of money that we can afford this place. We also saved them enough money to put down on the deposit as well. So there is that factor. If I didn't have a job, if I didn't have anything to contribute, we wouldn't be able to do it. We wouldn't be able to go on the holidays we've been on. We wouldn't be able to get married. There's a lot of stuff that we wouldn't be able to do.
And you want to share those experiences with that person.
Exactly.
But at the same time,
if I had no job, I was just sit like unemployed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do all of that. And I could totally understand like why people have that criteria. You need to be doing something to provide.
But I think that as a bloke,
but I do, sorry to cut you, I do think it becomes a bit more. It does take. I do agree with you. It does take the romance out of dating, because that's how I felt. I was like, why does this have to be? I just
it's
met
like
you.
A business deal.
Yeah. I've just met you. How we just go straight into a serious relationship?
Yeah.
How do I know? How do I know that I want to be in a serious relationship?
How do you want to know? How do you know if you like this person? And they're so busy judging you that they don't actually kind of give you anything to play with.
I think that's why me and my wife worked so well, because when I met her, although we were at that age where you do want to settle down, it didn't feel like the pressure was there. I asked her, what are you thinking? She's like, I'll just see how it goes. And I was like, I'll see how it goes as well. And then we ended up being together for 5 years. Yeah. And married. So we didn't put that pressure on the relationship when we met each other.
Yeah,
I think that's why we was able to progress to where we are. We just took it one step at a time. We had each we was able to go to each landmark where you stay together for a year. You tell each other you love each other, stuff like that.
You waited a year for the L word?
Yeah, it was like a year.
I usually go for about 3 months.
No, we're not.
I'm quite quick.
I'm not like that.
I mean, I got called intense a few times. I think I am, because it's like...
How do you love somebody after a few months?
You kind of... Yeah, but you don't fall in love with everything about them. They just kind of become this part of you. I mean, I'm quite intense anyway. I mean, I know that compared to most people, because, again, ADHD, but also I've always been one of those people who wears their heart on their sleeves. And on first dates, I'll tell you, if someone asks me a question, I'll tell them an honest answer, which apparently isn't the done thing. But I do find that, because of that, I struggled to get second dates with a lot of girls, but also because, of who I am as a person, it can be quite difficult to understand everything. And also, you end up accidentally oversharing, and then they get overwhelmed, and then you kind of you're on a list of several guys, they're not going to keep going out with you if you overshare, but then if you don't share enough, then they don't know anything about you. And this is the most YouTube thing we're ever going to do.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed our video. Please do like and subscribe.